it's me once again with the math solutions. Today we'll be talking about decimals. But before we proceed, I would like you to do me a favor. Like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Now, what exactly are decimals? So decimals are another way of representing fractions. Take for example, we have something like this, half, 1/2. Okay? In decimals, this should be represented as 0.5. You can have something like this, they say 1/4, which is the same thing as saying 0.25. And even let's say 1/8 equals 0.125. And you can say, let's say 3 whole number 1/2 equals 3.5. Or you can say, let's say 6 whole number 1/4 equals 6.25. Then let's say 4 whole number 1/8 equals 4.125. Later on, I'll show you how to convert fractions to decimals and how to convert decimals to fractions. Looking at this decimal fraction, they have different place values because they're going to be important to us during operations when you're trying to add, subtract, maybe multiply decimal fractions. Now let's look at the place values. This 3 here is units. Okay, this is the decimal points. That's where the fraction starts. This here is the tenth. This here is the hundredths. And this here is the thousandth. It's important to know the place value of the different integers involved, or the different digits involved, so that during operations, when you're trying to add, subtract, or whatever you're trying to do, they play important roles. Looking at this decimal fraction, 3 is the whole number, and the place value is units. So then you have your decimal points. Then 2 is tenths, 5 is hundredths, and 4 is thousands. These place values are usually very important during operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on. When adding or subtracting decimals, it's important to ensure that each place value are aligned together. Let's take, for example, you have to add 26.3 and 6, let's say 6.5. Now, saying this, the best way to do it is to make sure that the decimal points align with each other. Okay, you have 26.3, you have 6.5. Then you add normally. So you can have 3 plus 5 give us 8. Bring down your decimal point. 6 plus 6, 12. Write 2, carry 1. 2 plus 1, 3. Okay? So it would be wrong of you to do something like this. 26.3 and maybe you say 6.5. Okay? This is wrong. The best way is to ensure that here you have the tenths and the tenths are together. The decimal points align. The units align. Then this is the tenths. Let's take another example, something like this. You have 1.3 plus 0.8. So, like we said earlier, you do 1.3 plus 0.8 and add normally. 3 plus 8 gives us 11. We write 1, carry 1 over here. And you bring down our decimal points. Then this 1 plus 1 plus 0 gives you 2. And The answer is what? 2.1. So let's try solving this. You have 8.8 minus 5.4. We do the same thing, the same way we present it well and make sure that they align. 8.8 minus 5.4. So, of course, normally you subtract normally is to 8 minus 4, which gives us 4. Then bring down our decimal points, and we have 8 minus 5, which gives us 3. And so the answer here is 3.4. Let's take a look at this. We have 6.33 plus 4.07. So we have here 6.33 plus 4.07. And when you add, okay, like your normal addition, 3 plus 7 gives us 10. Write 0 and carry 1 over. You have 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 0, 4. Then you bring down our decimal. And you say 6 plus 4 gives us 10. And so the answer is 10.40. Or it can just be 10.4. The 0 here has no value. The 0 on the right hand side of the decimal point, the last 0, has no value. I'll still get back to that. Let's take a look at this question. We have 18.33 minus 16.55. So we have here 18.33 minus 16.55. Okay, so now we try subtracting. 3 minus 5 cancel, so you carry 1 from 3 and put in front of this 3. You have 13 minus 5, which gives us 8. Okay, so here we have 2 now. 2 minus 5 still cancel. Move on from 8. It doesn't matter the decimal point is there. It's just your regular subtraction. Just observe the position of the decimal points. Okay, so you now move on from 8 to 2, it becomes 12. So 12 take away 5 gives us 7. Then you bring down our decimal points. Here we now have 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the answer is 1.78. Let's look at multiplication and division of decimals by powers of 10. Okay, let's take for example we have 4.26. Okay, now 4.26 times 1 gives us 4.26. We have 4.26 times 10, which is equal to 4.26 times 10 raised to power 1, which gives us 42.6. Okay, so we look at 4.26 times 100, which is the same as saying 4.26 times 10 raised to power 2, which gives us 426. Now we have here 4.26 times 1000, which gives us 4.26 times 10 raised to power 3, which gives us 4260. Then there again we have 4.26 times 10,000 equals 4.26 times 10 raised to power 4, which gives us 4260 0. And so on and so forth. It goes on and on like that. So now, if you notice, notice the way the decimal point moves. In the first case, 4.26 times 1, we had 4.26. Now, 4.26 times 10, it was like the decimal point moved one step and gave us 42.6. Same way, 4.26 times 100, 2 zeros, that's 10 raised to power 2. The decimal point moved two steps forward. So this one is more or less saying, 426.0 or something like that. Okay? Now in this case, you have times 1000 times 10 raised to power 3, and it moved, decimal point moved again. And once it moves, 0 covers it. Okay? You have this side, 4.26 times 10,000 equals 4.26 times 10 raised to power 4. And our decimal point moved 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 42,600. So basically, the trick is this. Anytime you're multiplying a decimal fraction by powers of 10, all you have to do is count the number of zeros in the power of 10 and move the decimal point by that number of zeros. Let's take, for example, this 3.142. You're trying to multiply it by 1,000, for example. Let's say by 1,000. I just count how many zeros? 1, 2, 3. Then I'll come to my decimal fraction and move the decimals by the same number of zeros. Let's say, like this, you have 1, 2, and 3. And voila, I have 3, 1, 4, 2. Same way, if I'm supposed to multiply it by, let's say, 10, I just move it by, you have that times 10. 10 has just 1 0, and I have 3.142. I just move it by 1, and I have 31.42. I can even want to multiply it by, let's say, 10,000. 10,000 has 4 zeros, so you have 3.142. So 4 zeros, we move 1, 2, 3, 4. And anytime you get to an empty space like this, just add 0 to it. So you have 3, 1, 4, 2, 0. And that's it. So let's look at dividing decimal fractions by powers of 10. Okay? You have 4.26 that we worked with earlier, divided by 1, gives us the same answer, 4.26. Okay? Then you have 4.26 divided by 10, which is equal to 4.26 divided by 10 raised to power 10 raised to power 1, moving ahead of myself, equals 0.426. This time our decimal points are going backwards. So if you have 4.26 divided by 100, gives us 4.26 divided by 10 raised to power 2, which gives us 0.0426. Okay? We can have 4.26 divided by 1,000, which is the same as saying 4.26 divided by 10 raised to power 3, and it gives us 0.00426. And it goes on and on. So basically, when you're trying to divide a decimal fraction by powers of 10, just count the number of zeros in the power of 10 and move the decimal points backwards. Let's take, for example, 3.142. You're trying to divide it by, let's try dividing it by 10. Okay? Say divided by 10. All I have to do is to say 3.142. Okay? 10 has just 1 0. You move this point, just one step, and you now have 0.3142. Okay? Or assuming you're trying to divide it by, let's say, 1000. Okay? 1000 has 3 zeros. So let's say 3.142. So all I have to do is to move it 3 steps backward. 1, 2, 3. And leave the points here. So these empty spaces, we'll put 0 there. So you now have 0.003142. Let's look at this example. Okay, we're told to multiply 0.036 by 10,000. So the simple way I just taught us now, you have how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. So what I will just do is to say 0.036. I move my decimal points 4 places. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now put my 0 here. So in essence, I will now have 0360, of which this 0 is useless. So we have 360. So let's look at something like this. We have 23 divided by 1000. Okay? So 23 divided by 1000. Okay? Now, 23, of course, is not a decimal fraction, but it's a whole number. But it can be a decimal fraction. It's the same thing as saying 23, same thing as saying 23.0, for example. Okay? So, now we have 3 zeros from the 1000. We move our decimal point by 3 places. Okay? And of course, we're going to move it backward because it's divided. Okay? Now move it 1, 2, 3. Okay? And we now have 0.023. Of course, this 0 here is useless, and this is the answer. Okay? 23 divided by 1000 gives us 0.023. So let's look at multiplication of decimals. So you have 38.6 times 1.64. So let's try to understand how to solve multiplication of decimals before I show you the easier way of doing it. Now, first of all, what you do is that you try to get whole numbers of these numbers by multiplying them by their equivalents, or trying to get an equivalent fraction where they become whole numbers. Let's take, for example, 38.6. We want to get 386, which is the closest whole number you can get for it. So you have 338.6 times 10 over 10. Okay? Times 1.64. This one we have to, because it has 2 digits after decimal points, it has to be multiplied by 100 times 100 all over what? 100. Okay, so at the end of the day, we have something like this. We have 386 over 10 plus 164 over 100. So what do you do next? Sorry, this is times. So it's the same thing as saying 386 times 164 all over 1000. Okay, 10 times 100 is 1000. So you try to solve 386 by 164. Okay, you have 4 times 6, 24. You have 4 times 8, 32. 32 plus 2, you have 34. You have 4 times 3, 12. 12 plus 3, 15. So we do 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 8, 48, plus 3, 51. 6 times 3, 18, plus 5, 23. Then you have here 1 times 6, 6, 1 times 8, 8, and 1 times 3, 3. Then you add them all up. You have 4, 10, 6, 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. You take 1, 2, 5, 13 again, and we have 6. So you have 63304. Okay. So here we have, it means we have 63304 all over 1000. I remember what we said about dividing by a power of 10, and we have 3 zeros here. So what we just did is that we'll move the decimal point from here 1, 2, 3 steps backwards. So it gives us 63.304. Let's try solving this the easier way. So basically, what you should do, the first thing to do is to extract the whole numbers there. Okay? So here you have 25 by times 9. Okay? Which gives us 225. Then you count the number of places after the decimal point, then move the decimal point backwards from this. Okay, you have something like this. You have 2, sorry, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 225. You start from your decimal point here. The decimal point is a move backwards. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decimal stays here, and this is 0, 0. So you have the answer. You have an answer to be 0.00225. And so this, my dear friends, is the answer to the above question. So let's look at this number. You have 410 times 0.0023. So as usual, you start by taking the whole numbers. So you have 410 times 23. Then after the multiplication, you will deal with the decimal points. Okay? You have 3 times 0, 0, 3 times 1, 3, 3 times 4, 12, 2 times 0, 0, 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 4, 8. And you add up, you have 0, 3, 4, 9. You have 9430. That's 9430. Now we have how many decimal places to work with? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And our decimal point is here. Moves 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll get our decimal point here. So you have 0.9430. But the 0 after 3, this 0 is useless. So you can say 0.943. So let's look at division of decimals. Okay. Now, there are different scenarios or instances you can have when you're trying to divide decimals. The first one is trying to divide a decimal by a whole number. Let's take, for example, you have 10.71 divided by 63. Okay? Now, if you're trying to solve something like this, I hope to believe you can still remember a long division. So we're going to try using long division method to solve it. So you have something like this. Okay, you have 10.71 and we have 63 here. Okay? Now, of course, 1 can divide 63, 10 can divide 63. And since you're getting to the decimal point, we'll take 0 point. So now you have 1 0, we've taken care of the 0 point, so we can now work with 107. Okay, so 107 divided by 63 will give us 1. So you have 1 here. So 0.1 times 63 gives us 6.3. And we have here, of course, we have 7 minus 3 gives us 4. We have 10 minus 6 gives us 4. And of course 63 can't go here. We bring down our 1. So 63 divides 4.41 gives us 0.07 actually. Then 7 times 63, you have 4.41, and of course 0, 0, 0. So the answer is 0.17. The next scenario is trying to divide maybe a decimal fraction by another decimal fraction. Okay, so what you do in this instance is to make the divisor, that's the number you're supposed to divide it by, a whole number. Okay, let's take for example, you have something like this. You have 13.05 divided by 2.9. Okay, the first thing to do is to make this a whole number by giving them the same treatment. Okay, then you now divide normally using our long division method. And see here, all we need, the whole number affiliated to 2.9 is 29. So we try to make 2.9 look like 29, and what do? We multiply by 10. So if you multiply this by 10, you have to multiply this by 10 as well. So you have, multiplying both sides by 10, you have 13, that's moving each decimal point. We're going straight to the point. You move each decimal point to the right by 1 step. So you have 130.5 divided by 29. And then you go ahead to divide using our long division method. So you have 29 here. You have 130.5. So we have, of course, 1 divided by 29 won't go. 13 divided by 29 still won't go. So we have 130 divided by 29 should give us 4. Okay, so 4 times 29 gives us 116. Okay, so we'll subtract. So you have 0 minus 6 won't go. So 10 minus 6, 4. Then you have 2 minus 1, 1. Then 0.5. Okay, now since we've gotten to decimal points, pick the decimal point. So you say 145 divided by 29 gives us 5. So we have our answer as 4.5. So my dear friends, this is equal to 4.5, and this too equals what? 4.5. So let's take a look at this problem to solve. Okay, of course the divisor is 6, and we're interested in making it a whole number. So you ask yourself, what will you do to this to make it a whole number so that we can give this one the same treatment? So now we know to get it a whole number, we have to multiply it by 1, 2, 3. 10 raised to power 3, which is 1000. So we multiply both sides by 1000. So you have 4.2 times 1000 all over 0.006 times 1000, which gives us 4200 all over 6. Okay, and you have 6 here, 42 divided by 6 gives us 7. Here you have 0, here you have 0, and we have our answer to be 700. And so, my dear friends, this is the answer to this. I hope you found this video useful. Calm down and solve as many questions as possible. If you have any questions, any queries, any topics you want us to discuss, feel free to use the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.